for losing consecutive matches. It's going to be a tough match. It's going to be an exciting one. India face Australia. Welcome to Match Centre Live. I'm Supriya Singh and I'm joined by a wonderful trio over here. Anjum Chopra, W.B. Raman and Mel Jones. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's so nice to have you all here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anjum, in the first match, we talked about how this venue favors chasing and winning the toss meant bowling first. Can we take that as a given today as well?
I think so as well. Even Alyssa Haley might just want to do that. But the reason would not just be the dew. The reason would be the fact that they would be more comfortable in knowing.
Well, you know, the playing conditions are quite similar to the first, but the pitch, this one, is different. Mel knows more about it, and she did the pitch report. So let's go ahead and hear the pitch report by Kajaria Tiles.
Pitch report.
Batting out here.
So there's a lot on offer on the pitch. Mel, I'll come directly to you. You mentioned dew. Now, in the first match, we saw that the dew actually started setting in quite early in the first innings itself. So if the same were to happen today, how big a factor do you think that will be in terms of deciding the match?
Oh, look, it's going to play a role, without a doubt. I try.
Well, you know what? We've taken a look at the pitch. Let's go ahead and take a look at the playing 11 as well. First up,
Put in some bowling efforts just in this warm-up as well. She knows that her time will come. And that's the best thing about the Australian team. There is this sort of hard-fought competition within the side. You know, they all get on really, really well. But the bowlers, the spinners, the batters, they all know that if they don't perform out in the middle in one game, that there's someone ready to go back in the hunt.
last time, because all it took was 3 batters, but this time around a lot of eyes will be on her if she comes onto the pitch. I'm talking about none other than Richa Ghosh. Let's take a look at her recent exploits.
So early, I'm so happy that people listen to what I say in commentary. So that makes my job there as well. But the fact is that I think it's a little too early. Ideally, if someone can walk in at number 3 in a 50-over game, you would think that they should be walking in at 3 or 4. Now, number 4 position is taken by the captain, so she won't be going anywhere. Number 3, probably because Jemima is there, it's still work in progress for her to Sadhu are the ones, the players for the future. So the earlier they know their games, the better for India.
Well, Raman, you know what? Traditionally, she's been playing as the finisher for the team, right? But now with Pooja Vastrikar really firing with the bat, do you think if she or even Deepti, since they're contributing so much with the bat, the ground so often, but from one young gun to another, let's talk about Tita Sadhu, who was the superhero of the previous match. And like every superhero, she too has an origin story. Let's take a look. She's landed on the ground.
When you're carrying drinks on the ground quickly enough, whether even if it's your family who takes you to the ground, you quickly realize that rather than carrying drinks, I'd rather have someone else carrying drinks for me when I'm on the park. So that's on the other side of the boundary ropes is a much better life, at least when you start off. Only when you realize that you don't have to face the fast bowling like a Darcy Brown or somebody at the other end, then you say, that was better.
Well, you know what? On that note, let's take a look at some of the big showdowns we are up for today. Right, so the biggest showdown today would be Shafali Smriti versus Ash Gardner.
Very interesting because Ash
The
Gardner,
power play this time.
yes, it might happen today because they've got Georgia Wareham. They can use her later. With Ash Gardner, I was watching her warm up. She bowls very quick through the air. Last game, there was a little bit of dew coming in, and also the first 6 overs was a completely different.
Her best in the last few matches. This is a place where she will want to perform because it is also the last time that India face someone like Australia before the T20 World Cup later this year.
As a batter, she's been working very hard. I know even in the games between the test match and the one-dayers when they had a day off, she's been going out there in the nets and having a hit, having that good feeling as a batter as well, which she's been getting. It's not that she's not getting that. It's just that she's one of those players who does require a little bit of time to getting in with those 1s and 2s. The challenge has been that she's been coming out and getting out early. In Australia, in the WBBL, she knows how the Australians think. So for her to come around and make sure that she starts contributing and making an impression over the Australians.
Because we are on a ground that does favour chasing. Welcome back to Match Centre Live. I'm Supriya Singh with Anjum Chopra. Anjum, we knew that batting first was going to be a task, but I don't think anyone foresaw the quick fall of wickets that happened.
Sadly over mark, but look where India has finished, 130, and going back where Australia finished as a target. So the progression, I think India is still short of that preparation.
Right, but all is not lost, of course, because India do have a bowling attack that can still defend this, which is going to be the decider for this particular series. Welcome back to Match Centre Live. I'm Supriya in the DY Patil Stadium with WV Raman. Raman, you've been watching the entire action unfold from the commentary box. Australia, let's first talk about them because they never really looked under pressure. Would you say so?
Yeah, because they executed their plans really well after the loss the other night.
Right, but a very fitting match for Elise Perry. She was playing her 300th international match for Australia. And
To the basics that is important for somebody who's played for so long.
well, you know, interestingly enough, she also did say in her interview that she doesn't know where the time's gone. So for all you know, in her mind, she was playing her first match. But let's also talk about the Indian side, because just like the Australians didn't feel any pressure, I think Deepti Sharma definitely didn't feel any pressure. I mean, there was a girl who today performed Deepti Sharma's innings and how she really went hard for it. But to come to another bowler, Shanka Patil, she also had a very good day, a couple of good catches as well. A good all-round performance from her.
Of course, she walked out to bat and she was enterprising in the later part of the innings, and she was trying to international cricket to be there in a youngster. You see that in Shanka Patil, which means that she can be a very good all-rounder in the future, and she can really do wonders for India in the future.
You know, we also spoke about Harman in the pre-show, and she's gone for a single-digit wicket for the fourth time. A lot of things to think about her for her as well.
Yeah, form is something that they need to try and work out. That's what they have to really sort of do more on a regular basis. And of course, you will adjust according to the tracks that you get to play on. But the important thing is that they cannot be looking at things like winning the toss and batting first or batting second. No, that comes later. But as a batting unit for the firepower team India has, I think they should strive to get to a situation where under the worst of circumstances, they should be getting close to 150, 160. So it's then a situation where they can get big runs and put pressure on the opponents. Otherwise, what is going to happen is that if you're going to be only targeting modest scores of 130, 150, then it's not going to be possible for you to up the ante and raise the bar. And today in women's cricket as well, what's happening is that the average scores are getting bigger and bigger in the recent 2-3 years. So we got to try and ensure that we are ahead of others in that respect, so that others are left behind, and we perhaps will have a challenge once in a while from Australia or England. So that's the one thing that they need to strive as far as the long-term plans are concerned. But here against Australia in the decider, they got to be positive and look to play the kind of cricket that Australia plays.
Right.
Because there's no point in trying to approach it in any other way. We saw that little bit of difference today. It didn't work. They were looking to be a bit cautious to start off with and then try and build it to a crescendo. That didn't work. So what they need to do is that to challenge Australia to win the decider and win the series is to be aggressive.
Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are going to be playing. So that's a massive relief, right, Raman, for a lot of cricket fans?
Yes, it was eagerly awaited, the announcement of the squad, and now that it's come out, it looks like they're going to see more or less the best combination taking the field against Afghanistan. I say the best combination because what has happened is there's been a rotation of players in the past, but here you got Rohit Sharma back, you got Virat Kohli in, and what else do you need? There'll be a lot of excitement, anticipation among the fans now.
Hardik Pandya is still missing due to injury. So you said, what else do the fans need? They might just want him to be in action again. But, well, we'll talk about that another time. It's been a long day for you. So thank you so much for joining me, Raman. And thank you all for joining us. We'll see you at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Till then, good night.